kill.
I can't even see you on radar.
Yeah, I had that same problem last time with you.
Сотый. 1-1. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель. 1-1. Сотый. Обнаружена цель.
5,000.
1-1. Удаление 160. На 5000. Сближайтесь. 1-1. Сотый. Обнаружена цель. 1-1. Удаление 160. На 5000. Сближайтесь.
What altitude?
5,000.
Dude, I don't see shit.
Yeah, they're still 160 miles out, apparently. Alright, let's go ahead and jettison these fucking tanks. Takes away. I have your nails. Now I lost my F-18 nails.
I still got it. Oh, I got him.
You got him on radar?
Yeah.
Distance?
Fucking 70 miles, 12 o'clock. Got them both locked.
Altitude?
60 miles. They're, where do I read altitude on this thing?
Oh shit. Oh, I got him.
Like, right. Sweet. I'm gonna offset right.
Roger, I got one locked.
I got both locked.
Copy. 75 miles.
I got them at 50 miles.
What? Okay, you have a closer bandit. I don't see that guy. So...
They're both right next to each other. You're probably locking their AWACS, dude.
No.
I got them at 47 miles. They're at 12,000. Oh, he's probably giving us some meters. They're at 12,000 meters.
Oh, that's high. Yep, I got him.
Yeah, they're up here at like 30,000 feet. Shit, I'm gonna take some fucking RMAX shots at him. Just push him defensive and then I'll offset right.
Roger. I think I only got one locked up. They're too close.
Okay. Fox 2. Fox 3.
Missile.
Times 2.
Missile.
Offset right.
Missile.
Okay, I'm still clean. I got one going cold. Yeah, I'm still clean. I'm turning back in and engage this guy. Alright, 27 nautical miles. This guy's fucked. Fox 3 going cold.
Yeah, I got his cons here.
I'm out of the con, coming off cold.
I have at least one bandit bearing 116.
Okay, I'm turning back in.
28 miles.
Altitude?
10,000.
I got him.
I got both of them locked up. One of them's about 20 in front of me. He's cold though.
Are you coming off cold?
No, I'm hot on them. 112. One of them is coming nose hot, the other one's cold. 20 miles in front of me. I have one in range.
For whatever reason, it's reading you as a fucking enemy right now.
It's because I'm another JF-17. To IFF me, you have to be an M6 on the second one.
M6?
Yeah, but just don't worry about it right now. Fox 3.
Missile. Missile.
Fox 3 again.
Okay, I'm 19 miles from this dude. He's going cold. Alright, I'm gonna pick up the trailer.
Missile. 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 Missile.
I'm cold bearing 310.
Missile.
Okay.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Сотый. 2-1. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
I think they're both cold right now.
Missile. Missile.
I only have one SD10 left.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Fuck, I gotta go cold.
Fox 3, defend.
Defending, coming cold. I got missiles out on me.
Missile. Missile. Tracking. 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 Track.
Good kill.
Сотый. 2-1. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
Missile, missile, missile,
Fuck, I'm defending.
missile.
Got engaged.
Missile, missile,
Okay.
missile, missile, missile,
Why don't you let me lock this guy?
missile. Missile,
Oh, I'm dead.
missile.
I got a missile out on him now.
Missile,
Okay.
missile, 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 missile,
Got him.
missile.
Good kill.
Missile. Missile, 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 missile.
Alright guys, so this is our TAC view. I've gone ahead and fast forwarded it to the action. This is Feisty over here, this is me, and off in the distance we have our two F-18 Hornets, and they're about 36 nautical miles away from us. So this is right about where the fight kicks off. Feisty's significantly higher than me in this situation. I'm sitting at about 25,000 feet, so he's probably at about, let's see what, he's at 32,000 feet. Okay. Now he's going to fire off two Fox 3s. If you remember, he had the lock first. I was locking the AWACS accidentally. And so he fires off two, and I fire off one. Now, in terms of if this was a good idea, we are both carrying 4 SD-10s each for a total of 8, which is not a lot. The Hornets are carrying, they have the capability to carry 10 AMRAAMs each. Okay, so very outnumbered in terms of how many missiles we can carry. So we got to put these to good use. Now he fires off two, obviously one for each bandit, and we are pretty much the same, almost flying line abreast here. And so there's no reason for me to really fire this one because it's the same distance, probably the same probability of kill, and if anything a little bit lower because I'm about 10,000 feet lower than him. So I didn't need to fire that. I did it just out of poor situational awareness. I didn't know where Feisty was in relation to me. And so the Hornets have also fired. I believe they fired. No, they haven't fired yet. So we got the first shots off. One Hornet is defending because he got the warning for the missile launch. Even though we fired in TWS, the reason that they got the launch, and it was probably from me, is because I dove, and so I lost lock. So the missile had to turn on its own radar to try to hit the target, which more than likely set off the RWR of Spartan here, who immediately started defending, probably a little too soon. He could have came in like Air Hunter and got at least one missile off. And so he's got an AMRAAM off at about 22 nautical miles, which is fairly close, but we got lots of time to defend by diving. Now let's see what's going on here. Just go ahead and hide the labels just so we can figure out what's going on. So we got one AMRAAM off, 3 SD-10s, and it looks like Feisty here has fired off another SD-10. So we got 4 SD-10s in the air. You can see that they're traveling fairly decently at Mach 2.6, Mach 2.18, and mine is Mach 1.8. So you can see mine is significantly slower, and that's because it was launched at a lower altitude, right? Air Hunter begins his defensive maneuver. He's going to drop some chaff as he dives down and goes cold. Alright, now his wingman, Spartan 2-4 here, he's defended a little too aggressively. He took himself out of the fight at the very beginning, defended way too aggressively, didn't even get into range to fire a missile, and so therefore their flight is totally defensive in this posture right here. We got 4 SD-10s out. We're probably being a little too aggressive. We didn't need to fire this many SD-10s. And you can see that while these two guys are cold, Spartan's trying to recommit here. Me and Feisty, we're still both nose hot. And being nose hot like this, it means that we're on the offense here. Right, we're pushing our bandits. Feisty's got an AMRAAM coming down on him. He's just gonna do a couple of quick cranks to get rid of that AMRAAM. And you can see me over here pressing in on my bandit. Okay, they're going to defeat all of those missiles. They were never really going to be a threat. This is why I said we probably shouldn't have fired this much. One each would probably have been enough. And so because we're down a lot of missiles, I think I have 3 left at this point. We got to be a little bit more aggressive, so I got to get a lot closer to the bandits. And so one thing to remember here is that we need to respect the minimum abort ranges. Okay, so as we close in on the bandits at about 10 nautical miles at that altitude, I'm about 10,000 feet here. That's about as safe as I feel, getting within 10 nautical miles. And so I gave 1 SD-10 to each bandit, and I'm cranking out, I'm going cold. Okay, so I'm respecting the minimum abort range, specifically for the AMRAAM. Right now he's got 2 AMRAAMs off at me, and The problem here for Spartan is that although he did respect the minimum abort range of the AMRAAMs, he didn't do it for the SD-10. Okay, or he did actually. No, he didn't. He came a little too close. Like, this is a little too close for comfort here. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Fractions of seconds. If he had split just a second later, he would have died. So 10 nautical miles is a little too close for a minimum abort range at 10,000 feet for an SD-10. I'd probably put it closer to 12 nautical miles, right? For the AMRAAM, 10 seems to be good. Like, these guys are significantly further behind, so I'm quite safe here. Okay, so he gets lucky and that SD-10 doesn't hit him, and my other SD-10 is following Air Hunter here at Mach 0.67. We'll put those labels back on. Mach 0.67, so that's essentially dead. Okay, now let's look at me, or sorry, this is Feisty, so you can see Feisty still knows hot. So as I come cold, Feisty presses. Okay, so this is a nice little setup we got going here, and the communication is important here. Like, I'm calling him out, I'm telling him, hey, I'm going cold, and so he knows that if he commits at this time, it's a good way to keep pressure on the bandits, right? Now we got Spartan coming in again. He's going to get one off on Feisty here. It's probably a TWS launch. Feisty's pushing in. Let's see what we got here. Within 9 nautical miles, so Feisty's inside of the minimum abort range of the AMRAAM, and he's going to fire off an SD-10 at 7 nautical miles. Nope, he didn't fire that time. Oh, we got Bs. They brought Bs as well. AIM-120Bs. So the advantage of the B is that they're more maneuverable, where the C has better guidance and a little bit further range. So a little bit too many missiles fired here. Okay, now as he gets lured in by Feisty here, Feisty, notice how he pushes within 7 nautical miles and immediately does a hard aggressive pull of 5.96 Gs, and he's pulling out of there to defeat those AMRAAMs. While Spartan was distracted with Feisty, I managed to push in on him. And this is oftentimes called a free entry. And I get within 7 nautical miles of him and fire off an SD-10 and immediately defend. Okay, and you can see that he has little to no reaction time here. He doesn't even try to go cold on that, and that missile is going to hit him at Mach 2.4. So splash 1. Alright, so that's the Hornet wingman, no ejection, pilot killed in action. Okay, and so we got Feisty here defending those 3 missiles that were coming in on him. I'm recommitting on my bandit. I saw that he was killed, so I'm going to go look for the other Hornet. Now Air Hunter, using his radar, he's very good with it, you can tell, because he managed to quickly look up Feisty, fire some off, and then come on to me and fire 2 missiles off at me. I come to recommit on him. I already have 2 missiles out. The missiles go pitbull. I hear them on the RWR, so I know I just got to defend. And at this point, I know I'm in trouble because I didn't manage to get a missile out on him. So I was really hoping that Feisty would. And luckily, Feisty's coming around. He's nose hot on the bandit, so he probably received an RWR spike. So he came off of me and went for Feisty, knowing that he had sent me defensive with these 2 missiles, right? Now look at this. This one's a close call. .209, 194 feet is the closest I saw. So that missile comes really close to hitting me there. And I just managed to get away from it. Okay, so this is why going cold is one of your best options against the AMRAAM. Trying to notch this thing, it's very difficult. So let's back up just a little bit and watch what happens here. So as Air Hunter comes off of me and comes for Feisty, those are the 3 missiles that Feisty already defeated, and this is one of Air Hunter's AIM-120 Charlies from before. just a second before that missile hits him. It's slow too, so there's really no reason to be getting hit by a Mach 0.7 missile. But as we heard, the AMRAAMs received a bit of a buff, so maybe that's part of it, a little bit extended range. Still, the speed's a little low at 0.77 to be getting hit, but sometimes they just fall into you like that. If you're flying the right trajectory and you keep flying straight and stuff, sometimes there's a chance that they'll hit you. So Feisty here, he manages to get his SD-10 off, and he's dead here even though the missile went by. This is called missile desync. Sometimes this happens in DCS, but that's a kill for Air Hunter on Feisty. And he's got his SD-10 off. Now, luckily the SD-10 is a Fox 3 and has its own radar, so it doesn't actually need the mothership in order to get data. If it was a Fox 1, it would, right? And it's going to guide itself right into Air Hunter, who is busy dropping missiles. I'm not sure what's going on here. Or maybe those are pylons. I'm not sure. But he just dumped a bunch of missiles, I think. And so he gets hit from behind. And he pretty much disintegrated, actually. Like, there was no chance of a pilot ejection there. And also no ejection from Feisty. So, very deadly fight here. All 3 pilots killed. No ejections. Okay, and I see that. I see the fall. Feisty calls it out. So I know that both bandits are dead. And so I put my attention onto the ships. We come in about 30 nautical miles from the ships, and I drop the missiles, fly a little bit of formation with them. And unfortunately, one of the issues with the radar, I'm not sure if you can zoom in or not, but if you can, I don't know how. So what happens is I actually lock up the first ship with both of those missiles. I was hoping one would go for one and one for the other, but they both end up hitting the one ship, Mach 0.9. And so technically that's a mission failure, or you can call it a 50% success rate. Either way, that's why I wanted 2 JF-17, so one of us could, sink the one and the other one could maybe get the other one, but that's not how it worked out. So let me know what you guys think. Is it a mission failure or is it a 50% success? Okay guys, that's the TAC view. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.